CEO of the Recreation Wish List Committee and the Southeast Tennis and Learning Center, Cora Masters-Berry, and executive producer of Blacks and Wax, Reginald Van Lee.
Good evening. Before we start the program, we want to take this opportunity to present our wonderful museum characters as they walk up. Would you guys please come up and give them a big hand? Take a bow. Thank you guys. Did such a great job. I'm so proud of you. You brought American history back alive. Ida B. Wells, the Supreme. Missy Copeland, the famous Erykah Badu. And of course, wind me up, Chuck. Today is the perfect day for this event. Did you see those fabulous, powerful, articulate young people who led the March for Our Lives? Give them a hand. I mean, it literally brought me to tears. The torch has been passed to a new generation. Millenniums, watch out. And we are blessed to experience up close this generation here. And I'm so proud of these young people. They are our new freedom fighters, our fighters for justice, equality, and for civil and human rights. We are so proud of them, the scholars of the Southeast Tennis and Learning Center. It is incumbent upon us as their elders to support them, to teach them, and to mentor them. We ask that you take a moment to show your love and support for the work that we do. Please log on and donate whatever your heart desires, but nothing less than 6 figures, just kidding, to the recreationwishlist.com. It's up on the screen for the next 3 minutes. The information that you see on the screen will help us do the things that we do, not just for Blacks and Wax, for our education and our tennis programs. Thank you to our sponsors, Pepco Exelon, the DC Commission on Arts and Humanity, and of course, OSSI. Thank you to our fabulous director, Sheba Haley. Where is she? And no matter how good the kids are, no matter how they know their parts, no matter what they do, what makes it really authentic is the costuming. So let's give a hand for Janice Rankin for her costume. And now it is my honor and pleasure to introduce my fabulous counterpart, the executive producer of Blacks and Wax, Mr. Reginald Van Lee.
I've had the pleasure to serve as executive director of Blacks and Wax for the last 6 years. I'm also pleased to be a trustee here at the Kennedy Center. So my two loves have come together tonight in this room. When we first had the idea of coming to the Kennedy Center, there was a question of could we fill this room? Well, have we answered that question? So welcome, welcome. This is an amazing program. How it transforms the lives of children and their families and their communities is amazing. And as Cora said, what we witnessed today in the march is another evidence of my comfort that there's a future for this country. And so we want to thank the kids for all the work they do to present today. But now I have the honor of presenting the Mayor of Washington, D.C. got you.
Hello, everyone. As the 8th mayor of the District of Columbia, I am so excited about what is happening in our great city, especially for our youth. You know I am a native Washingtonian, born and raised in Northeast Washington by my very involved dad, Joe Bowser, and my devoted mom, Joan Bowser. And I earned my master's degree right here at American University. I never dreamed of being mayor, but you never know what you can do until you put your best foot forward. My experience in the political arena started as an advisory neighborhood commissioner in the Riggs Park neighborhood, and then as a council member for Ward 4. Now, all 8 wards are my responsibility, and I take pride in my staff and the agencies who work hard to make DC a wonderful place to live and work. After being sworn in on January 2nd, 2015, I pledged to bring a fresh start to the district, creating pathways to the middle class for all residents. In my first budget, I devoted a historic $100 million to the Housing Production Trust Fund, putting an unparalleled number of affordable housing units into the pipeline. And there are affordable housing units, and there are burgeoning projects across the city that will eventually provide 32,000 new jobs right here at home. And of course, our youth and education are a priority. And the Southeast Tennessee Learning Center is a place where our children east of the river get quality care, education, and exposure in athletics and social development. I'm proud of the DC Department of Recreation, Mrs. Cora Masters-Berry, her staff, and all of the children and parents who have made the Southeast Tennessee Learning Center a mecca for growth. Thank you for your support. Now, let's have a word from the real mayor, Muriel Bowser.
Oh, my goodness. What are we going to do with you? What's your name, sweetie? Nice to meet you today. Well, how about the 8th mayor of Washington, D.C., Renee? I don't know what we're going to do with these kids, man. To the Southeast Tennessee Learning Center, I'm kind of blown away. I'm really blown away because when I was sworn in, we did pledge to bring a fresh start, a focus on housing and kids and a pathway to the middle class. And I'm glad that message is getting through, but more importantly, I'm glad that we're getting the job done for Washington, D.C. It is wonderful to be with you, Cora and Reggie, to celebrate Blacks in Wax, to celebrate figures in our history that have meant so much, to break barriers, to demonstrate Black excellence, and to be an inspiration for the next generation. What we see in these kids is that they are courageous, they're smart, and they've had enough of adults who won't do for them, so they're going to do for themselves. And what I'm reminded of when I walk into this beautiful building, and as we were on Pennsylvania Avenue looking at the Capitol with literally hundreds of thousands of people who come to our city to petition for action, I'm just reminded of how beautiful a city that we have, how great a responsibility we have not only to our 700,000 residents, but to the entire world, to show them that this is what DC looks like. And that is so important for all that we do moving forward. I feel very privileged to have the opportunity to be mayor of my hometown, but especially now. Now where it's so important that we treasure and preserve our past and get ready to shape our future. And these young people give us all hope. So to the recreation wish list, thank you for being our partner. The government can't do it alone, but we can do so much more when we had dedicated, inspirational adults inspiring our children. Have a great evening, everybody.
So without further ado, the 12th annual Blacks in Wax presentation. Enjoy.
It is your time. Show me my respect. Don't freeze.
I never freeze.
The revolution. We only getting started now, cause we own ya. You and I'm a homie.
Now, to the rest of the world.
Going to be. What kind of king you are going to be?
Oh man, that movie was so lit. I told you it was gonna be fun. And not just a science fiction movie, but a real Black experience. Wakanda forever.
Okay, you were right. And you fit right in with your African gear, girl. I mean, who knew everyone was coming to the movie theater in African garb? I almost felt out of place. But I'm fly anyway, so I was all right.
But you must admit, people looked so proud, and the movie was amazeballs. And the women were so regal and powerful, and it had technology. And I'm all about STEM.
Fashion. I'm all in when it comes to fashion. Oh, and history.
We all need to know more about our history, that's for sure.
And the scenery? Oh, made me want to take a trip to the motherland. But seriously, I read about the filmmaker. His name is Ryan Coogler. He's a young Black man who wanted this to be more than just a futuristic action movie. He wanted this to be a movie that made you ask questions, made you think about how powerful we are as individuals and as a people.
It's like the power of one person can make a change. The power to really make a difference in this crazy world we're living in. Like T'Challa, the king of Wakanda. He decided to change the way his country interacted with the rest of the world. I can think of so many people who've done things that seem small, but wow, have they made huge impacts on all of us.
That's a thought. Like who?
We have to go to the library and start the research on our project. I think you should come with us. You can help. So let's look at Colin Kaepernick. Besides being very cute, he started the whole Take a Knee demonstration during the national anthem as a protest against police brutality.
More specifically, I was protesting police brutality against Black people. I'm a pretty good NFL quarterback, if I do say so myself. Just ask the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, they fired me. But they didn't fire me because I couldn't hold my own. They fired me because they couldn't tolerate a biracial young man who grew up with white adoptive parents in a white household take a stand. Actually, not stand, when the national anthems were being played before games. I took a knee because I will not be silenced. Yeah, I'm an athlete, but I can still have an opinion. I want to make a difference or help create change when wrong is happening right before my eyes. I can't just turn my back on my people when they're being not treated like humans. I can't. I just can't. People are trying to change the narrative, trying to make my protests against all of our law enforcement officials, and for that matter, against our military. But that ain't the case. I knelt and will continue to kneel and protest for all the Black lives that didn't matter in the streets of our communities. I'm an advocate for change, and I applaud my fellow athletes who have supported the movement, who realize that we are our brother's keeper. Just like the late, great Muhammad Ali, who was locked out of boxing at the peak of his career, I too will stand by kneeling for you.
If you don't believe in yourself, you can't believe in nobody else. I did not respond to the call of Cassius Clay on April 28, 1967 at the U.S. Armed Forces Entry Station in Houston, Texas. I was standing beside 25 other young men called to the draft, and I was now Muhammad Ali, a Muslim refusing to fight the Vietnam War. Why? So they asked me to put on a uniform, go 10,000 miles from home, and drop bombs and bullets on brown people in Vietnam, on so-called Negro people in Louisville, were treated like dogs. If I thought the war was going to bring freedom and equality to 22 million of my people, they would have drafted me. I joined them on. I was denounced by some of the most respected sports writers and editorialists, but I had to take my fight out of the ring into the real politics, and I won! At the end of my career, all those who criticized me now revere me. Muhammad Ali, the greatest of all time.
Now those are some powerful athletes. Not just athletes, but activists. And it is so cool to see how they have made a difference and are still making a difference. Just like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and other civil rights leaders and activists.
All I know is, when one person decides to stand up against injustice, many people will stand up with them, and then change happens.
Look, here's something on Mamie Till. She was an incredibly brave woman who lost her only son.
To me, Emmett was very ordinary. But as I look at today's youth, I've realized that he was very extraordinary. I was a working mother at the time Emmett was killed, a single parent. I worked from 8 to 13 hours a day. That meant that Emmett had all the house responsibilities. He told me if I would work and make the money, then he would take care of everything else. He was a good child. When they murdered my boy, I was able to get his body out of Mississippi and put his body on display for 5 days where people could walk by and see what racism had really created. I mean, to hear that they hung people on trees and treated them worse than animals, to hear that and to read that is one thing, but to see it with your eyes, that is a different thing. And 600,000 people, maybe more, from all over the world walked by and looked at Emmett. It was unprecedented, and people didn't know that things this horrible could take place, especially to a child. I just want to let the world see what they have done to my boy, because there is no way I could ever describe this.
People always say that I didn't give up my seat because I was tired, but that isn't true. I was not tired physically, at least no more tired than I was at the end of any working day. No, the only tired I was tired of giving in. God has always given me the strength to say what is right and to do what is right. I was already a member of the NAACP and had been feeling terrible about the death of that young Negro boy, Emmett Till. Enough was enough. I sat down to stand up for our right to protest segregated busing. I'm proud to be called the mother of the freedom movement.
I leaped to my feet, afraid he would hit me, and ran to the front door to get off the bus. I stumbled off the bus and started walking back to the college. Tears blinded my vision. Waves of humiliation flooded me, and I thank God that none of my students was there to witness that tragic experience. I have never forgotten the shame or the hurt the day he threw me off that bus. I, Joanne Robinson, was the youngest child of 12 and the first to graduate college in my family. I cherished my job as an English teacher at Alabama State College. But when the time came to boycott the buses, I was willing to risk everything. So as president of the Women's Political Council, I supported the Montgomery Improvement Association, headed by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the Montgomery, Alabama bus boycott. I worked tirelessly, creating, copying, and producing, with the help of just 2 students, distributing over 35,000 flyers calling on the boycott. I organized the women, participated in the carpool, and never stopped pressing for justice. Finally, after 13 long months, the boycott is won. It was terrible to watch women and children weep as they heard the news. And even more awful to see grown black men stand and cry until their whole bodies shook with bitter memories of the past. For now, it was all over. All those years of inhumane suffering, of brutality, arrests, and fines. We might have won, but too many people suffered too much to rejoice.
There comes a time when people get tired of being trampled over by the iron feet of oppression.
Of course.
There comes a time, my friends, when people get tired of being plunged across the abyss of humiliation, where they experience the bleakness of nagging despair. There comes a time when people get tired of being pushed out of the glittering sunlight of life's July and left standing amid in the piercing chill of an alpine November. There comes a time. We are here. We are here this evening because we're tired now. And I want to say that we are not here advocating violence. We have never done that. I want it to be known throughout Montgomery and throughout this nation that we are Christian people. And the only weapon we have in our hands this evening is the weapon of protest. That's all. The great glory of American democracy is the right to protest for right. There will be no crosses burned at any bus stops in Montgomery. There will be no white person pulled out of their homes and taken on some distant road and lynched for not cooperating. There will be nobody among us who will stand up and defy the Constitution of this nation. We assemble here because of our desire to see right exist. My friends, I want it to be known that we're going to work with a grim and bold determination to gain justice on the buses in the city. And we are not wrong. We are not wrong in what we are doing.
And talk about change. November 13th, 1956, the Supreme Court ruled that segregated buses were unconstitutional. The bus boycott did work. And that was the beginning of the civil rights movement. We were still called Negroes, and there were so many people who fought for our rights.
I can't even imagine living during those times. But I'm grateful that there were some great individuals who were brave enough to stand up for us. I had to watch a documentary for school on what happened after Dr. King was assassinated almost 50 years ago on April 4th, 1968. There was rioting in the black communities all over the country.
That's right, rioting in big cities like DC and Los Angeles too. There was a big concert scheduled for James Brown that was gonna get canceled. But he convinced the mayor to let the show go on. No rioting that night, and James Brown got involved in the civil rights movement too.
Put your bad self. Say it loud. Say it loud.
Break it down.
Look here. Some people say we got a lot of malice. Some say it's a lot of love. But I say we want to quit moving.
I believed in the movement and made sure I supported Dr. King and our civil rights leaders. It was my duty to be a part of the movement and help teach our youth about black power. You know, I used to shine shoes outside of the radio station. Now I own that radio station. Now that's black power.
Now we demands a chance to do things for ourselves. We're tired of beating our head against the wall. We're working with someone else. Say it loud. Say it loud.
I guess after that song came out, black replaced Negro, because James Brown wanted everyone to feel pride. And he started a real movement with that song. Say it loud.
I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud.
As the 36th President of the United States and the successor to the progressive president which I served, John F. Kennedy, I wanted my presidency to usher in a new way of life for America. I called it the Great Society, in which everybody would be treated equally and have equal opportunity. I used my popularity to pass legislation, to help fight crime, to prevent poverty, to protect the voting rights of minorities, to improve education,
and to conserve the environment. My name is Lyndon Baines Johnson, and I worked hard to end racial injustice. And with the help and support of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., I helped sign and draft dozens of laws and executive orders like the 1964 Civil Rights Act that banned discrimination based on race, the 1965 Voting Rights Act that protected the rights of people of color to vote, the 1968 Fair Housing Act that banned discrimination in housing. I am, however, particularly proud of enacting the 1965 Immigration and Nationality Act that ended decades of shameful immigration policies that favored immigrants from Northern Europe and discriminated against immigrants from Latin America, Asia, and Africa.
Oh, you say you want to take control. Yeah, you say you want to take control. The way she dey do me, your bed back control. See the way you dey roll it, your bed back control.
Black Africans from countries like Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Ethiopia, and South Africa are some of the most educated people in this country and contribute billions of dollars to this country's economy. Research has found that 1.4 million sub-Saharan African immigrants that are 25 and older, 41% have a college bachelor degree, compared to 30% of all immigrants and 32% of the US-born population. These are just a few statistics to let you know that Africa is sending its best and brightest to America. I should know. I'm Kofi Sapang, a surgeon and an immigrant from the great continent of Africa.
Who is the lover? Who is Ar-Rahman? Who is Al-Mannan? La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah.
The United States is home to one of the most diverse Muslim populations in the world, including people of almost every ethnicity, country, and school of thought. Approximately 1/3 of the Muslim community is African American. 1/3 is of South Asian descent. 1/4 is of Arab descent. And the rest are from all over the world, including a growing Latin Muslim population. Like others, most Muslims who choose to migrate to America arrive seeking economic opportunity and democratic freedom. American Muslims today are largely middle class and are an important part of the American society. A Muslim is a follower of the religion of Islam, and America does not discriminate based on race, creed, or religion. I'm Maisha Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum.
This is my country. I was born here, although my parents were not. They were born in El Salvador and were granted the temporary protected status and received the TPS program again and again. The TPS program was created by Congress in 1990 to offer provisional humanitarian relief to migrants whose homelands were being ravaged by war, natural disasters, and other difficult conditions. This program allowed my parents to stay here legally and escape poverty and violence. It has been an opportunity to pursue the American dream. My father sends $300 a month to his mother to his mother in El Salvador. Mi abuela depende de él. Todos dependemos de papi. If the government terminates the TPS program, an estimated 200,000 Salvadorans in the country who have worked to improve their lives and the lives of their families will be misplaced. Larga vida a los dreamers. Larga vida a America. I am Maria Garcia.
Vote for me, vote for me. Wycliffe for president. If I was president,
I am Wycliffe John. You know me. Of course. I come from humble backgrounds. I was born in Haiti and had the chance to come to the States at just 10 years old. It basically turned my entire life around. I am proof we could come from nothing and still make something out of ourselves. When it comes to me and the travel ban, I always speak loud and clear because I have a personal understanding that this is the United States of America, and it is the country of immigrants. There is no way America will be great without you.
Ole! Hola, I am a chef, entrepreneur, an immigrant, an activist, and a proud naturalized citizen of the United States of America since 2013. Ole! I am Jose Andres. I was born in Spain and moved here 18 years ago with little more than $50 and a set of cooking knives. I now own more than 27 award-winning restaurants in the United States of America and Mexico. You may have eaten at one of my DC restaurants, such as Jalejo, Oyamel, Fish, Zaitinha, and many more. I employ hundreds of people to work in my restaurants, including immigrants from Latin America, Africa, and Asia. I enjoy feeding those who can afford to come to my restaurants, but I am most happy when I feed those who have been struck by major disasters. When earthquakes, hurricanes, and fires struck Haiti, Puerto Rico, and Los Angeles, me and my team at the World Central Kitchen serve nearly 100,000 meals a day, and in Puerto Rico alone, we have served nearly 3 million meals in the past 6 months. That is more than the Red Cross and the United States government combined. President Barack Obama named me Outstanding American Citizen by choice in 2014, and in 2016 awarded me the National Humanities Medal. But amigos, what is most important to me is how we treat each other in times of need. Immigrant or natural born, America también es nuestro hogar. America is our home too. Ole!
You know, God done shed his grace on thee. He gave me a crown of good. Yes, he did. Every brotherhood from sea.
Immigration can be a controversial topic. We all want safe, secure borders, and a dynamic economy. Over the years, politicians of both parties have worked together to write legislation that would have told these young people, our young people, that if your parents brought you here as a child, and if you have been here a certain number of years, and if you want to go to college or serve in our military, then you'll get the chance to stay and earn your citizenship And for years, while I was president, I asked Congress to send me such a bill. That bill never came, and now a shadow has been cast over some of our best and brightest young people once again. To target these young people is wrong, because they have done nothing wrong, and it is cruel. What makes us American is not a question of what we look like, or where our names come from, or the way we pray. What makes us American is our fidelity to a set of ideals, that all of us are created equal, that all of us deserve the chance to make of our lives what we will, that all of us share an obligation to stand up, speak out, and secure our most cherished values for the next generation. That's how America has traveled this far. That's how, if we keep at it, we will ultimately be some more perfect union. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Yes, he did. Heavy brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Wow, the dreamers. Immigrants from Africa and Haiti, and President Barack Obama. All these issues are important, and it's exciting to see how one person at a time we conquer problems to help all Americans.
Let America be America again. Let it be the dream it used to be. Let it be the pioneer on the plains seeking a home where he himself is free. America never was America to me. Let America be the dream the dreamers dreamed. Let it be that great, strong land of love where never kings connive, no tyrant scheme, that any man be crushed by one above. It never was America to me.
Oh, let my land be a land where liberty is crowned with no false patriotic wreath. But opportunity is real, and life is free. Equality is in the air we breathe. There's never been equality for me, nor freedom in this homeland of the free. I'm the poor white, fooled and pushed apart. I am the Negro bearing slavery scars. I am the red man driven from the land. I am the immigrant clutching the hope I seek and finding only the same old stupid plan of dog eat dog, of mighty crush the weak.
I am the young man full of strength and hope, tangled in that ancient endless chain of profit, power, gain, of grab the land, of grab the gold, of grab the ways of satisfying need, of work the men, of take the pay, of owning everything for one's own greed. Yet, I'm the one who dreamt our basic dream, and torn from black Africa's strand, I came to build a homeland of the free. The free?
Who said the free? Not me. Surely not me. The millions on relief today, the millions shot down when we strike, the millions who have nothing for our pay, for all the dreams we've dreamed, and all the songs we've sung, and all the hopes we've held, and all the flags we've hung. The millions who have nothing for our pay, except the dream that's almost dead today.
Oh, let America be America again. The land that never has been yet, and yet must be. The land where every man is free. The land that's mine. The poor man's, Indians, Negroes, me, who made America. Whose sweat and blood? Whose faith and pain? Whose hand at the foundry? Whose plow in the rain? Must bring back our mighty dream again. Sure, call me an ugly name you choose. The still of freedom does not stain. For those who live like leeches on the people's lives, we must take back our land again. America.
Oh yes, I say it plain. America never was America to me. And yet I swear to this oath, America will be.
We the people must redeem the land, the mines, the plants, the rivers,
the mountains, and the endless plain. All the stretch of these great green states.
And make America again. A Langston Hughes joint.
I want to know more about the women who have played a role in our society. What women have been on the front lines, making moves, making decisions, making history? We're young women, well, soon to be young women. And I think it's important for all of us to choose our role models and our mentors carefully.
We have so many stories that need to be told. I think I want to be a writer and help tell our people's stories.
I'm not new to this work. I've been a White House correspondent since 1997. That's right, I've worked through 4 presidential administrations. But I think you've heard my name, April Ryan. I've been in the news quite a bit during this current administration. I'm here to report the news. I'm not trying to make it. But I've been in the news because I have a responsibility to ask the hard questions. And yes, some of those questions come back with some rather harsh, or should we say controversial responses. I am the only Black female reporter among a large pool of male and female reporters. So often, I am the only journalist asking questions on issues concerning minorities. Why can't the dynamic of all people be in that room? All people are covered under the White House. Am I correct? If you want to call me a Black reporter, just know that I'm the Black reporter who also asks questions about China, Russia, Syria, and North Korea. You can label me a Black reporter. I take it with a badge of honor. April Ryan from Baltimore, Maryland.
Sometimes I still can't believe it. The words are written as plain as day on the walls of Howard University. Kathy Hughes, School of Communications. Wow. I began my radio career in my hometown of Omaha, Nebraska at KOWH-AM, a station owned by a group of African-American professionals. When I moved to Washington, D.C. in 1971, I worked at the newly Howard University School of Communications. Later I became the general manager and vice president of WHUR, Howard University Radio. And then first woman, vice president and general manager of a station in the nation's capital. Plus, I created the platform known as the Quiet Storm. Which revolutionized urban radio and was aired on over 480 stations worldwide. In 1980, I purchased my first radio station, WOL-AM, right here in Washington, D.C. And then I wanted to demonstrate the power of one. One woman, one vision, one company. I am the founder and chairperson of Radio One, Inc., the largest African-American owned and operated broadcast company in this nation. I have the awesome privilege of building this empire with my son and business partner, who is now the president and CEO of our new brand, Urban One, Alfred Liggins III. We own 56 radio stations in 16 markets, plus TV One, the premier African-American owned cable television network in this country. But my passion for education is foremost as I continue and support my family work and legacy at the Piney Woods School in Piney Woods, Mississippi. The largest of only 4 historically African-American boarding schools left in this nation, established by my grandfather in 1909. This has been an amazing journey. I'm a mentor to countless women and advocate for the hungry and the homeless. I am grateful for all the awards and accolades I received, and I always make sure I give honor to God for all the great things He has put in my life. Urban One and Kathy Hughes are unapologetically in the Black people business. Remember, information is power.
History belongs to she who holds the pen. If we don't tell our stories, they won't be told. As a writer, author, commentator, economist, and a black woman, I have the responsibility to tell our story. My goal is to contribute to the dialogue on issues such as race, culture, gender, and their economic impact shaping public opinion, and not necessarily in a comfortable way. I am here to make everyone accountable, especially when it comes to the lives of black folk. My work has not only been in the journalistic world, but I had the awesome privilege of helping to shape the opinions of young African American women every day as the 15th president of Bennett College for Women in Greensboro, North Carolina. Now, I may make some statements that cause others a little discomfort. Like my comment about the Pledge of Allegiance. I said, of course people are outraged that any American would not cross her hand over her heart and repeat the hypocritical words, one nation. Whenever we come up on the 4th of July, I think of Frederick Douglass and his masterful oration, The Meaning of the 4th of July to the Negro. Pledge the flag? I think not. So yes, I've been referred to as a bit of a firebrand because I tend to stir things up in the conversation. You know it, I must get the last word. Dr. Julianne Malveaux.
You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together.
Now those are some powerful black women. But I know this year has brought so many issues around women's rights. Women gathered after the 2016 elections and marched and protested and wanted their voices to be heard.
And it doesn't look like women's issues have slowed down at all. Women have been in the news every day. I was really interested and concerned about the #MeToo campaign.
Yeah, but I'm excited about being a young lady who will soon be a larger part of the conversation. I plan to listen carefully to the women who are fighting for change now, because I'm sure it will affect me tomorrow. You too, youngin', better pay attention.
Believe me, I am. I want to be strong like the women from Wakanda. I just discovered that Shirley Chisholm was the first black female congresswoman elected to the House of Representatives. I
am no stranger to race prejudice. But the truth is that in the political world, I have been far more often discriminated against because I am a woman than because I am black. One is that women are already protected under the law and do not need legislation. Existing laws are not adequate to secure equal rights for women. Sufficient proof of this is the concentration of women in lower paying, menial, unrewarding jobs, and their incredible scarcity in upper level jobs. If women are already equal, why is it such an event whenever one happens to be elected to Congress? It is obvious that discrimination exists. Women do not have the opportunities that men do. And women that do not conform to the system, who try to break with accepted patterns, are stigmatized as odd and unfeminine. But the fact is that a woman who aspires to be chairman of the board or a member of the House does so for the exact same reasons as any man. Basically, these are that she thinks that she can do the job and she wants to try. That is exactly why I, Shirley Chisholm, am unbought and unbossed.
And there's Melanie L. Campbell. You may not know her name, but she's a force to be reckoned with. She's president and CEO of the National Coalition on Black Civic Participation and the convener of the Black Women's Roundtable Public Policy Network.
Now that's a mouthful. But it says here she fought for civil rights, youth, and women's rights for over 20 years. She was a speaker at the first Women's March in January 2017.
Why do we march? We march to declare we are ready for the fight. Declare we are America. We will stay woke and we will not be moved. We march in memory of our sister ancestors, Dr. Dorothy I. Height, Dr. C. Dolores Tucker, Congresswoman Shirley Chisholm, Willie Barrow, Evelyn Lowry, Amelia Boynton, Fannie Lou Hamer, and Sojourner Truth. While we march, we must protect Obamacare, Medicare and Social Security for our seniors, Medicaid for all people living in poverty. And we march for the human right to control our own bodies. We march for the human right to live. We march to send a message to the White House, Congress, state, and local politicians. We are united, and we will not be moved.
Although I'm from the South, a Birmingham, Alabama native, I was taught that there is no inferior or superior race, and that hatred towards another simply because of the color of their skin is immoral and unjustifiable. We moved to New York when I was a teen, and it was there that I became interested in socialism, and I joined the Communist Club at my high school. While I was in college, Brandeis University, the country was rapidly changing. The civil rights movement was coming to an end, and a social, cultural, political juggernaut was rising. The Black Power movement hit its peak, spearheaded by the Black Panther Party, and I was at the forefront. But my involvement didn't come without criticism. My male counterparts believed that I was doing a man's job, but I didn't care. Women's work does not begin or end in the kitchen, in the bedroom. I was fighting for freedom and equality for both women and people of color. Power to the people!
Angela Davis was radical in her time. And now we have radical Tamika Mallory. Did you hear her speech at the Women's March last year? She was one of the co-organizers, and she has not stopped fighting. Check out what she said at the first anniversary of the Women's March in Las Vegas just this year. I said it.
All of you are the wind beneath my wings. Ever since the Women's March in Washington, women have continued to win. We continue to win because we continue to organize and show up. That's what winning is about right now, right? Continuing to show up. Our voices will have to get louder. Most people believe that women are just loud anyways, but that's okay. Turn up, be loud. Now we can't just be loud with our mouths. We must be loud with our votes. Ladies and gentlemen, we have very specific work to do. People are counting on us. Dr. Dorothy Height said, women seldom do what they want to do, but we always do what we have to do. We have to stay together. We have to march together. We have to organize together. We have to motivate together. We have to vote together. We have the power to change every policy and make every elected official work for us. We must stand up, be loud, and be bold. Stop looking for someone else to lead you. Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. Look at the mirror. You are the leader. It starts with you. When they say get back, we say fight back. Get back! Fight back! Get back! Fight back! Get back! Fight back! Now go do the work.
You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together.
In 1964, I was a little girl sitting on the linoleum floor of a mother's house in Milwaukee, watching Anne Bancroft present the Oscar for Best Actor at the 36th Academy Awards. She opened the envelope and said 5 words that literally made history. The winner is Sidney Poitier. Up to the stage came the most elegant man I've ever seen. I remember his tie was white, and of course his skin was black, and I had never seen a black man being celebrated like that. In 1982, Sidney received the Cecil B. DeMille Award, right here at the Golden Globes. And it is not lost on me that at this moment, there are some little girls watching as I become the first black woman to receive the same award. It is an honor. It is an honor and it is a privilege to share this evening with all of them. In my career, what I've always tried my best to do, whether on television or through film, is to say something about how men and women really behave. I've interviewed and portrayed people who withstood some of the ugliest things life can throw at you. But one quality they all seem to share is the ability to maintain hope for a brighter morning, even during our darkest nights. So, I want all of the girls watching here now to know a new day is on the horizon. And when that new day finally dawns, it will be because of a lot of magnificent women, many of whom are right here in this room tonight, and some pretty phenomenal men, fighting hard to make sure that they become the leaders that take us to the time where no one ever has to say, "Me too" again. The time is up.
We dedicate this performance to the memory of DC's Mayor for Life, Marion Barry.
For every young, new, and next leader of color around the nation,
let this statue be a source of strength and encouragement to never stop, never quit.
To keep going, be who you are, and let nothing stop you. And when you're knocked down,
as you inevitably will be in life,
get up.
Get all the way up.
We honor Marion Barry because he was a strong,
brilliant,
brave,
courageous, and free black man.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming out to support our 12th annual Blacks in Wax by the Southeast Tennyson Learning Center.
Power One!
Hold on, mama. Don't let me go. You can't really see. You can't really
Bye.